called Arjuna at Vision Villas, and in this episode we go through how we connect not just what you want to achieve, which was in the second episode, and if you're new to this channel you can go start on this little video here, which is episode 1, where we're taking through every single step for you to be able to rise up the wealth spectrum and to build your business. And it's very noisy in here because we have got a conference at the moment focusing at step 3. Step 2 was building your future vision. And if you haven't seen that video, here is the video for your future vision. And now we are at that next step, which is, well, based on what you want to achieve for this next year, what is it that you're going to do quarter by quarter, season by season? So what we have here in this room is a couple of things, right? The first thing is we have on all of our windows and our doors here, we have a whole bunch of our Crystal Circle members who are the entrepreneurs that I mentor around the world, actually doing exactly what I'm going to ask you to do, which is to take whatever is your vision for the year. Here's where I want to be like 12 months from now, and then break it down in such a way that you can actually see, I mean, we're actually using post-it notes and so on, but you can actually see quarter by quarter exactly what it is that you want to achieve. I mean, like money-wise, what is the income you're generating now? What would you love it to be 12 months from now? You want to put that down in your future vision. This is not about you need to know how to do it yet. It's about you saying, here's what I would love to have happen. And I don't mean just go win the lottery and be a millionaire. I mean, if you could tick a box to say, yeah, if I went up by 20% or 50%, if I could achieve that in the next year, that would be a big plus. You know, we have someone like Sandra's here. Hey Sandras, how's it going?
Good.
Good. Very good. So this is Sandra's. Sandra runs the Africa Trust Academy, and this is 2015, right?
That's right.
So this is every single thing you want to do in the next quarter. What would you say is like one of the biggest things you're most excited about this next year?
Next year, I want to get 20 new big corporate clients.
Okay.
And that's what's very exciting for me, and that will take my revenues to the numbers that I really want to.
I got it. So you've got the revenues growing.
Yeah.
You just ran the Zambia Trust Awards.
Yeah.
So already got basically this great traction in Zambia,
right.
and really building trust all over Africa. So you've got a really great mission there as well, building trust, building business. All right, thank you, Sandra. So every one of these here is a different business which is focusing at each entrepreneur's life as to what they want to achieve and how they're going to achieve it. And we could keep on going. They're everywhere. In fact, I'm going to just take you outside so you can kind of see that this kind of goes. We've got a bit of a traffic jam here, so let's kind of head through. And everyone here is from a different part of the world. This is now how the outside looks. You can see everyone also out here is really focused at, what is it, quarter by quarter? Now, why quarter by quarter? Why not just have a plan for the year? When you go and take the Future Vision Steps in Genius U, and there's a much more specific video you can watch, which is the one right here, which actually, for those who are like, well, how do I actually write out the playbook and like break it down into quarters? You can see that here. But what I really wanted to show you, and here's like the outside on this side, where again, many people are working on their future. Oh, here's my one, right? So I've got my one here as well, as you can see. Entrepreneurs Institute, igniting your genius. And what the reason is that you actually want to break things up quarter by quarter in terms of what financially do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve in terms of your personal identity? What do you want to achieve in terms of your time? In terms of how much time you have with your family? Why break that up quarter by quarter? Because there's a reason that even every farmer manages their farms quarter by quarter. Every multinational company also measures their performance and their targets quarter by quarter. There's a reason for that. It's because if you were to focus just on a year, it's too easy to say, well, I'll do it later. But when you do it quarter by quarter, what happens is you actually have to now put action in place for what you're going to do this next quarter. And so as a result of that, everything ties between your dreams and your actions. You know, I mentioned the room, Arjuna. There's actually a little guide in there I want to show you, right? So I'm going to go back inside as well. And when you're actually going through this process of kind of breaking up your quarters, know that it's all about what I need to do, when do I need to do it. It's not about who do I need or how do I need it. That will show up, as you'll see in the upcoming videos, because it's a bit like having an arrow. You think about the wealth dynamic square. On that square, the top is what, the question what, the bottom is when. On the right-hand side, you have the who, which is the fire energy. These are the 4 geniuses. And if you haven't seen the genius video, it's right here. And then you also have the how, which is the steel genius. And the key thing is, if you think about the top and bottom, which is basically the arrow with the tail feathers, that's the what and the when. When you actually have the arrow, here's what I'm going to do, here's when I'm going to do it, like a pilot taking off. The who and the how show up. It's just the way it goes. Doesn't mean it's going to just happen magically. There are steps that happen in order for you to do that, but to just know that that's what happens is really critical. Otherwise, you spend all your time not having the who, not having the how, and as a result, you never even decide what you're going to do or when you're going to do it. Here is, I'm just going to go right to the behind here. And if you see up there, this is Arjuna, who is the archer god in Hindu mythology, and he's actually very well known and important here in Bali. And the reason that I show that to you is that there's this great story about Arjuna, right? And the story goes, and this is in the Mahabharata, the story goes that basically when he was younger and he was going through archery school, at that time, he was asked to come along and show his archery skills, and there was a guy at the other end of the hall who says, okay, go head over there and shoot that arrow off his head. And he says, and again, this is like thousands of years before William Tell, the idea of shooting an apple off the head. But then when he said to the master, well, I will do that if you can blindfold me because I can only see straight when I can no longer see. That whole idea of going from sight to insight, that if I just had that straight arrow, and by the way, this is like 5,000 years before Luke Skywalker and using the Force, this is all about to what extent are you able to actually say, well, here is what I want, which is the point of the arrow. Here's when I really want that to happen, which is the tail feathers to actually keep you on track. And then the bow shows up, the who and the how, to allow you to actually really make sure you're focused at the target. The target's your why, it's your purpose. All right, so I'm sharing all of this because it is so important for you to go on this journey to know not just who you are, and that's all about this video, about your genius and your test, but also where you are, and most importantly, where you want to go. What we're going to be doing in the next couple of videos is breaking down what are the first steps you need to take, how do you take those steps, and until then, I'm going to be heading back to everyone here in this room with all our entrepreneurs and completing up on this day where we have an opportunity to really just live, breathe, and dream the future. All right, until the next video, keep making magic. We'll speak to you later.